What is going on, everyone? I am Braxton, and this is BWC Racing. Alright, just finished up the courses out here in Desert Mountain for the North vs. South Finals. Got one more video for you here before I don't know, maybe we'll get into some big car trail time, as some exciting stuff has happened with the comp car. So that'll be interesting. There's also some exciting RC news, I guess, with a chassis that I finally completed. That is a pseudocar replica, so I will get a video on that soon, as well as this new thing that I'm working on currently. Yeah, so the event was alright. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed these HardLinin days. Moments, time, whatever you want to call it, because I had a lot of fun. So, right here, just trying to find the traction. It is way steeper than it looks right here, but even then, the car shouldn't have struggled as much as it did. But, you know, it is what it is. One thing I do need to say, though, I was doing some lines. I wasn't filming this, which I'm sort of sad about, because I was so close to making it up it, and it was this crazy undercut drop that I was trying to go up that I've already dropped once, and that's on the Instagram, BWC Racing. And I broke the rear axle, so right now, while I'm building this chassis until I have the money to buy another trio axle, I just super glued it together, and it's held so far, so that's exciting. I have some 2.2s, finally, for Class 3. I've got some 2.2 wheels. I'm saving up to buy some J Concepts 2.2 Tusks when they're finally in stock anywhere. I think I'm going to call my hobby shop, SkyRC, see if he has any, and see if he can put some on hold for me one of these days. That crossover right there was a lot of fun. Yeah. There's a crack coming up, I believe, that is incredibly difficult. Like, well, this wasn't super easy either. But with the rear steer, I could drive the rear around that big undercut right there, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm also thinking, now that I've been testing this thing that I'm building, I'm thinking more and more that I could run the Class 2 with this chassis and just build it up as well. Haven't decided yet. I think I might still just go with the stance, just because I know the stance will perform and it's ready to run out of the box, so. Getting away from the edge there, making a nice sharp turn, doing great things, loving it. I think his dip is actually better though.
Yeah. Literally, he said, it would be good if you put a zip tie on it, because it would help, like, push it forward, or something like that.
Alright, we're coming up to the crack up here that before filming this, me and Kyler tried and tried and tried and tried and tried for hours and just could not quite get it. But came back out and figured out the line.
What?
Also, this crossover, doing what I'm doing here, was a super fun line. That's a way bigger crack than it looks. So I'm just sort of finessing it, I guess is the word. Yeah. Let's go over what's on the car there in the front. That is a custom-made front bumper that I have, that I built for myself. Built it just before the event. Building bumpers isn't hard. I think really anyone could do it, as long as you have a 3/16 drill and the equipment to solder. Which soldering's not cheap, but it's not really all that expensive either. I mean, the solder, it's not solder, brazing. But the silver solder is not that expensive. It really isn't. It costs maybe 40 bucks for a roll and the flux that comes with it. So really, it's not that bad. You just have to buy the blowtorch, obviously, but Highly recommend doing that, because it's a lot of fun. Or support anyone local to you and buy their bumpers if they're local, and just help your fellow neighbors out. As you can see there, we ended up falling off, and just shows how difficult this crossover can be. I think a lot of that was just me being stupid. Wow, the whole car is holding that super sideways. Super happy about that. Getting the front to pull up. Gotta bump it over that. There we go. Beautiful. I'm gonna do this drop here to this crossover rock here, which my brother struggled on a bunch when we were first doing this, because when we first came out and drove the cars, I was driving the big Wraith. Not the video we had earlier before the class 3 runs, but it was before that. Same area of lines though. I just did some other ones on the video. Coming up to the crack now. That drop can be, it's a decent sized drop there. We're gonna go up right here. We're gonna drop into the left to do this crack. Now, this crack is, yeah, it's pretty dang difficult. It's hard to get the rear to climb at the same time. Like, as you can see there, it's not climbing at the same time. And if I was paying attention, I would have been able to pay attention to that better and not let it fall in like I just did there. So I think we're gonna back out, try it again, try to do the exact same thing, try to get it to crawl all at the same time. Just pulling that rear away so we can keep backing up and get a complete reset, which I'll figure out here real quick, because that's what I need. Yeah. You gotta get the tires to climb all at the exact same time. And once that happens, then it'll climb it and it'll be okay. Just like that. Now, even though our rear's up, you have that little uppercut there that will royally mess this line up. That's what made the line so hard, was that right there. Which, paying attention when I was first doing it, the big thing that made it possible was like lifting the tire up and over it. I believe we're just gonna drag through here and see if it'll climb out of it. I think it will. The car's capable. I don't think it's that capable though. Any other news? Not really. I'm excited for what's coming in the future. Got another We Rock event at the end of July, Oldendale, Washington. We're gonna head out there and going to win. So that's exciting. Getting stuck on that stupid tree branch right there, and it's just, it's so annoying. It's a little stump, not branch, but it's so frustrating. Yeah, I was annoyed, but I just kept backing up, and then that happened, and then it saved it, and it was beautiful. Loved it. Moving along to the side here, you can see Kyler there just barging in. This line right here, originally, when I first tried it with the G-Speed, I could not get it. But earlier, actually, it was the night before recording this, I went out with some of my buddies out here, and they did it. And I was like, what the heck? Why can't I do it? And then I figured it out, and it's not easy by any means. But once you get that hook on that front tire, it just hooks, it pulls, it is beautiful, it is amazing. Super happy with that. And yeah, no, that's fantastic. It's amazing. Just working it. Getting it up and out here. Getting that rear tire caught under there. We're gonna pull it out. And voila. That line was so much fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that line. This little thing here really ain't nothing. I wasn't doing it to do it hard. It was just a fun little in-between line to get to the next set of lines. So this drop turned out to be fun though, I believe. You're gonna drive a little sideways off of it. I don't know why I didn't just drop it straight. You got it right there. No. Oh. Man, all that backing up sure does make it hard, I guess, huh? I think what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to drop the front and the rear, so this way it'll catch. Yeah, like that. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, beautiful line. Beautiful, loved it. Alright, moving along here. This next set of lines, this right here, I don't know why I'm struggling right there, but this line right here was not possible without that rock. I think I might even have to add one more. Like, it was just too steep where you couldn't bump it and get a hook with the front. Now, it's possible. Still bounces, that was beautiful. Like, it showed that it wasn't easy, but it's not super hard either. We'll watch the metal car, see if Kyler's car will do it. I think there's just not quite enough front weight up there.
Still too tall.
It's not quite low enough either. Even with all those little lead weights on it. It's like it's just not quite enough. Yeah.
I mean, I did bump it.
I'm just gonna try to find it.
Okay.
Taking this crossover here to get to this crack that I had a lot of fun on it, honestly. If you know me, you know that I do cracks anytime, anywhere. Doesn't matter how hard it looks, I will try it. Especially with the G-Speed, with how capable that thing is. Definitely gonna push it to its limits. So, yeah. This crack here, the big trick was, I guess once more, to get the tires to climb at the same time. But this one was a less of a up and technical climb. It was more of a line up and get it done right. Although the right side there is way leaned over. You would think that the car would sit more sideways, but it really didn't. Didn't really have a need to, honestly. Yeah, no, I just thoroughly enjoyed this crack. It wasn't hard, wasn't really easy. I was just enjoying it, you know. The coming up line, though, that I'll end up rolling off of a cliff and bending my bumper inside, like inwards. It's, yeah, it is something, and that's just a really steep up. Look at the crinkle in those pro lines. That was beautiful. I do have just G8 Proline BFG brawlers with Endura dual stage foams that are super glued together. This way they don't move, and I love them. Like, it has been working perfectly every time. This drop here, you drop in the center pretty much right there, but unfortunately that belly got caught. It's not quite working how I would hope. Something I will say with the new chassis that I'm coming out with, it is, the skid is very far forward. I'm running maybe 2 or 3 inch long links in the front, and that's it. And with the 2.2, that's not that much. Like, I think this rig that I'm working on is going to be amazing. I think I do want to scoot the rear shock loop back a little bit more and push the front one forward a little bit more with the links I'm using. Back to the video here. This side hill right here is way steeper than it looks, and there is a big drop on the other side. I'm not gonna assume the height because I don't even want to try it. This little transfer crack here was fun. This isn't the thing that I rolled off of. You'll see here soon what I rolled off of, and it's big. It's big. But we're just gonna move right just like that. Works out beautifully. You're just gonna drive up it like it's a crack. It's amazing. Now, coming up here soon is where I roll off. right here, getting nice and lined up to get up on top. And we're gonna climb this, get up and on top here. Bump it sort of over to this little lip here, I think. Oh, now we're gonna drive it over to where there's not a lip. Smart, smart. Now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna grab across and go up. That does not happen. I'll just let you watch and see. Now, amazingly, even in that roll, nothing broke. We're still at the bottom where I rolled to. Didn't change the car besides the fact that I picked it up from where it was about to fall off the rest of the cliff. But now we're going to come up, we're going to follow this crack, do the exact same thing, and get back up to that line. Because I wanted to try it one more time. The only thing that really happened was I did bend the bumper in, and that's not that big of a deal. Like, really, I mean, that bumper's a little bent in, it looks a little goofy, but it's not that big of a deal. So, moving along here, we are going to do this, boink, boink, and climb right back up it. And we're going to try it again. Now, this time we started climbing way earlier, way sooner. This way, it would hopefully find the traction, and so far, it has found every ounce that I've needed it to. Just gonna work it, just try to find the line here, sweep the rear around, keep that front way up there. Going to find the traction, it's gonna pull. It worked amazing. Now, we're going to come over to this little area that I found super fun. Like this up right here, harder than I expected, but also not really because it was vertical. So like you have to expect it to be pretty difficult. But I do think it was easier than I expected, if I'm being honest. Getting a little stuck on the sidewall there. Just trying to sweep without it touching. Because my thought process here is if I can keep it within there, drive the rear way around. Now, I'm not even paying attention to the rear. But when I'm helping my brother get up it, I'm paying attention to the rear. And I didn't even realize the rear was climbing where it was. Or that it did climb that. I was just sort of driving. And voila. Up it nice and easy here. I'm gonna go around. Coming up this little thing here. Nothing hard there. Gonna get to this little turn drop thing that I found to be fun. So, just going to drop the front and sweep everything if it'll get off its belly. Yep, a little more. Yep. There we go. I'm just gonna turn around, drop down it. Nice and fun, nice and easy. Stupid belly LCG cars getting hung up on their belly.
Where did you go up?
Moving here to this crack. Yeah, once again. It was a pretty difficult, pretty sideways crack, but it worked out in my favor, and that's all that matters to me. Like, it is incredibly sideways. Like, impressively. Like, yeah. No, it's a big crack. It's sideways. I'm running on the sidewall. So the fact that it continues to move forward and not completely backwards. But truly, that only happens when you drive on the top of the tire. Now, that right there, the little ledge, I was not expecting that little ledge to be an issue. And now you're driving the rear off of the ledge. So the move is, pull the rear way up there while this one's dropping. This way the weight transfer is equal. A bunch of mathy stuff that you don't really have to know, but it's nice to know, you know? And it's all about where your tire position is. And since the rear is back there, it's just going to be pulled through no matter what you do. Now, coming off of this drop here, we're going to scoot way over here, drop in. Yep, just like that. Beautiful. And then we are going to just turn, try to get up and out of this line. Going to back up, take what reverses we need, wiggle that rear servo, spin her around all nice. Just gonna keep working it. This line was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this line. Pulling up there, floating that front left tire, and I'm trying to keep it doing that. This way I don't have to worry about the undercut right there. Drive the rear all the way to the right. This way I don't have to worry about it. Squeeze it through there. That was probably my favorite line of this entire video. We're gonna move along, getting up to the last obstacle of the video, which wasn't a super hard obstacle per se, but it wasn't an easy obstacle. You know, I mean, it wasn't easy before the rocks moved. Now that the rocks moved, it's a little bit easier. Can't remember if that was after this video or before this video.
No idea.
I can't remember. I think it was before. But you can see it getting way light up there. Now we're just gonna hug that sidewall on this. This crack, the hard thing about it is it was steep. And when we first did it, it was steeper. Because there was another rock that, the lower rock that your front has to come up to get onto the bigger rock. There was another rock there, so you really had to climb the entire face and then get up it. And now we're just gonna crawl out of it, transfer out, do what we can here, and voila. That is part 1 of the hard lines out here in Desert Mountain. I hope you all enjoyed. If so, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.
Your screw popped off again.